Hello, everyone. I think I am live. Thank you for joining me tonight for day 4 of my new product spotlight videos. It looks like we have Julie from North Dakota, and Joan is on, and Mary Van Domlin, and Amanda, and Denise, and Mary Linsmeyer, and Shanna, and Sarah. And I'm sure we're going to have more from Facebook. They can't start leaving comments until it pops up there live. So I'm sure it's going to be coming as well. And we've got Amanda and Kelly and Melanie and Debbie and Cheryl. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. Um, Debbie sent me a text earlier today and she said, "How are you feeling?" Brenda Dexheimer, hello. I hope you're enjoying your break. And Kathy, good afternoon or good evening, I guess. Jean and Kay and Myra, hello to all of you. Um, so for the last like 3 days, hi Betty, everything has been like stuck up in my head, right? So I feel like when I lay down, I can't breathe and I just wanted it out, right? So I've been taking, hello Ella, I've been taking decongestants, and last night I put on my vaporizer, which that helped a lot. I had a really, really good night of sleep. Hello, Marcia. Um, but today, this is gonna sound really gross. I said this to my mom too. She goes, "How are you feeling?" I said, "I'm happy that it's no longer all stuffed up here, but oh my gosh, my nose is so sore from blowing it all day. And honestly, if I didn't blow it when I was sitting at my desk this afternoon, all of a sudden I could feel it like start to drip. And I was like having to grab more Kleenex. I went through almost a whole box of Kleenex today. Hello, Dee and Melanie. Happy New Year to you too. Um, and so it's great that it's all coming out. However, it's also annoying as well. And like Debbie said, she said she had just did not have any energy today. That's kind of how I felt. I had a lot that I had to get done, and I did get done a lot at work, but I just didn't have the energy that I usually have when I'm at work. But I always can have energy for stamping. I do have a lot of swaps to work on tonight. And by the way, one of the swaps that I was in, the one that I did that mixed media floral, the first night that I did that fun fold, that swap should be arriving tomorrow. Now, Theraflu, it does wonders for congestion. Okay, I will try that, D. I'm open to anything. I've been taking I've been taking? What is it called? Robitussin is what I had been taking. So, and I always use Zicam like at the onset of it, and that's been helping a little bit too. But anyway, uh it says that my swaps, now when I sent these swaps, I sent them on a Monday, and they did not get there until the following week. I think it was on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. So it took a whole week to get to Minnesota. She put them in the mail on Saturday. Now, the whole time, it didn't give me any tracking information. It kept saying that it was out for delivery. It was out for delivery. And then she never got them, and she never got them. And they never changed the status either for like about 3 days. So I thought, oh, they're lost somewhere. Now the status says that they're going to be delivered tomorrow. So if they get delivered, when I pop on to give my prize, I will share some of those swaps, the first swaps that I'll be getting. I'll share some of those with you. And they are all supposed to be swaps from the new mini catalog, or it could be online exclusives, or it could be celebration. So it could be any of that. So I will share some of those with you if I get them by the time I pop on tomorrow. I'm not popping on to make a card tomorrow. School starts on Thursday, and there's just a lot that I have to do yet. Um, and I've heard of that, Mary. Rub Vicks on the bottom of your feet, put socks, and crawl in bed. I've never put Vicks on the bottom of my feet, but I do have Vicks in my vaporizer. So that kind of helped. I could actually even kind of smell it in the room. So anyway, so if those swaps arrive, I will hop on and show you those swaps. Otherwise, I'll just be hopping on to award a winner. And then I was going to share some of the things that I'm thinking about doing in the next month, so that you have an idea. For those of you that do my card buffets, I'll have my dates for that and different things like that. I'll also be sending out my newsletter on the 1st of January. Hopefully I can get that all together. But like I said, I have swaps that have to be to Fond du Lac, which isn't that far. It's only about a 45 minutes away from here. So if I can't get them in the mail, I can always drive them there. But then that's another hour and a half of my time that I really just don't have. But I'm hoping to get most of those done tonight. I have everything pretty much cut. It's a matter of stamping and die cutting and putting it together. So, anyhow, today, well, let's do our winner first. Let's go ahead and do that. So today, our winner is going to be receiving a pack of these purple adhesive back sequins, which, like I said, look at how those sparkle. They do not really cost anything for you to mail because they are, hello, Nancy. They are pretty, flat. Hello, Linda. And I think I said hello to Marcia. If I didn't, hello, Brooke. So I'll be picking for that. And then the drawing for today. So again, if you're on Facebook, when you go back to Facebook, you will be able to see that link. If you're in YouTube, go to the description and the link is there. These I used on Saturday if you watched me. These are the antique pearls. They kind of have like I don't know, like an off-white look to them. They're actually, I really like them a lot. And they're kind of flatter than our other pearls, but I do still like our other pearls because the smallest ones are really small and I use them for a lot. Hello, Sherry from Australia. And Sonia, thank you for joining me as well. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me present my screen. This is the one I want. There we have it. I'm going to go ahead and click to spin and see. It's so weird because there's like such a delay that my screen is just popping up right now. So our winner today is Nancy Clark. Nancy, congratulations. I will go ahead. I'm going to close this and we'll close this. And I think I'm back. I just have to go like that. Nancy, I will get these off in the mail. I'm going to go ahead. That's for that. This is for this. And I'm going to write your name on here so you get the right thing. Nancy Clark. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys all for participating. I can't believe how many people are watching. Like right now, I think I have 54 people watching. I usually don't think I have that many watching. So hello, Diane and Lori and Patty and Ella. I think I said hello to you. But thank you all for sharing as well. And hello, Renee, for jumping on as well. Let's go ahead. I don't have anything else to really share. I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen here. And I am going to turn my overhead light off. Lila, get out of the way here, hon. There we go. All right, hopefully this isn't quite as blurry. There we go. I think it's looking a little bit better. So most of what I'm taking from tonight is from the mini catalog. I have a few embellishments that we'll be taking from the hi Marcia, I'm glad you're able to watch live tonight. Some of the embellishments I'll be taking from online exclusives and celebrations, so you'll get a chance to see those. I still can't open this. All of this stuff goes live on January 7th. So most of the stuff that you're going to see here tonight, you cannot get until January 7th. So that's why it's called a new product spotlight. Let me start with the bundle that I'm actually going to be using. This really intrigued me when I saw it in the catalog. Anybody see this and we're like, oh, that looks so cool. We're going to play with this a little bit. We're going to especially play with these dies. We're going to cut them live so you can see how I cut them. Hello, Karen. And then these other three cut out these floral pieces. And then this is just an extra like little greenery thing that they send along as well. So I'm actually gonna bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out here and we're actually going to use it. I love You Are Awesome. You've been on my mind. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. So this is not a bundle. So it did not have paper with it. And you don't have to have designer paper, but for what I had in mind, I kind of wanted some designer paper. So I wanted to use, we're going to make a shaker card. I was thinking shaker card when I saw this, so I wanted to try it. So for those of you who've never tried a shaker card, you'll get a chance to see how easy they really are to make. For those of you who have made a shaker card, hopefully you'll learn something maybe that you didn't do before when you made a shaker card, and you'll like them a little bit better, or you'll think it's cool. But look at these. Oh, in the beautiful bouquet suite, we have these little loose sequins. They're actually called itty bitty bouquet mix, and I thought these were really, really cool. So there's some blues and some purples and some pinks and some iridescent white. So look at how those sparkle, right? So we're going to use this as our shaker. Hello, Carol. All right. Then, because I was using this, I'm like, well, let's go take a look at this paper, which I hadn't even opened yet. So I opened it up. Love it because there are 8 pieces of each. So instead of having 12 different designs, there are 6 designs, and you have 8 sheets of each one instead of 4. So, which is really nice when you're someone who does classes like I do, because otherwise I have to buy so many packs or use it so sparingly, like make sure I can only use 2 inches at a time, because otherwise it doesn't go very far. So this I love. So on one side of this paper, now we have, this is Berry Burst and Fresh Freesia and Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight. And this is Balmy Blue. And then there's kind of like a mix of some of them. Okay. And bouquet was a technique. I think it's a painting technique, kind of. It was really popular years ago, where you would take like a window sheet and you would punch a bunch of different size circles, and you would take white craft ink, and you would, like, on a piece of paper, you would just go ahead and you would put that white craft ink, and you just keep moving the circles and like having them overlap. And this is what it turned out looking like. Now they made the paper for you, so you don't have to go through all of that work. And then on the back are just some like little marbleized. They almost look like, and not really paint splatters, but I guess sort of. Um, but there's all different. So where I got my color combination tonight, I really like this Berry Burst. And then I went on the back, and there was the Balmy Blue and the Fresh Freesia. So I'm like, okay, that's what we're using. Those are the 3 colors we're using in our card. Now, just like I did, and then I put this bouquet, the beautiful butterflies here, because the paper goes with that. Also, that goes with that. We looked at this suite yesterday. I'm also going to be using some of the gems that you can find on Online Exclusive starting January 7th. These are called two-tone sparkle gems, and look at those things sparkle. Oh, and there's blues and purples in there. So I grabbed those thinking I can use those somehow. And they're nice and flat, which I love. And then, since we were using Fresh Freesia, there's Fresh Freesia ribbon that is free in Celebration with a $60 purchase. So I also brought that into my card as well. So as I was starting to say, I made the card at like about 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. And just like I did with the other one, I didn't necessarily, I wasn't like oohing and eyeing over what, oh, I think I'm frozen. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, What big football game is tonight? Oh, I hope that there's a football game that I can watch. Is no, Oregon doesn't play tonight. They play on New Year's Day. And Gian, you're from Oregon. So maybe you're getting ready for the big football game that's on Wednesday, right? Okay. So anyway, um I I made a card, and it's okay, but there's things about it that I think, I think I would change that a little bit. So I'm gonna let you, there's a couple of things that I know I'm gonna change already, but there are also going to be some things that you can actually take part in deciding what we're going to do. So if we look at these dies, this is what intrigued me. Look at this. Can you see? There's like little stitching, there's more little stitching, and then there's a cutting thing. So it stitches on the outside, it stitches on the inside, and then there's this thing that cuts out. But if I put these two together, I get that edge around the outside and all of that on the inside. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut one of ours with this big one. We're going to cut one color like this, and we're going to layer them. Which, wait until you see that. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Lions and the 49ers are playing tonight. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. And are you, Gian, are you cheering for the 49ers or are you cheering for Detroit? Hmm. I would kind of be cheering for the 49ers. But it's good, Detroit. I'm so happy they're having a good season again. They're amazing, actually. All right, so this is what we're going to be using. I'm going to get I'll show you the dimensions. I'm going to have to leave my comments here for just a little bit. Oh, you're Lions fans. All right, let's go to banners and let me give you the dimensions. So we are going to start with our base, which this is different than the one that I made. This is Berry Burst, and it's 4¼ by 11. And I scored it at 4¼ and I scored it at 5½. We are going to be making a book fold card, one of my favorites. I've got these little sequins all over my desk. So here's another one. We'll put them up there and we'll use them. I can't get them off my finger. They're like, look at it, still stuck to my finger. Static cling. All right. So this is going to be a book fold. Oh, here's another one. There we go. All right, this is going to be a book fold, and then our shaker card is going to go in this section right here. Then I'm going to use, let me think. We're going to use the Balmy Blue next, and that measures 4 by 4, and I have one for the outside, and I decided to do one for the inside as well. Then I have my color that's going to be this right here. Okay, and that color I have is going to be Fresh Freesia. So I cut that at 3¾ Whoops, it looks like I cut it at 4 by 4. You could cut it at 3¾ by 3¾ You could even probably do it at 3½ by 3½. I cut most of mine at 3¼ I was going to give you the option to switch, but then I decided not to. All right, then you're going to get to vote whether you want this for the inside, white, and we'll stamp, or I cut one of these and I already embossed the "You Are Awesome" in white. Do you want that on the inside of our shaker card? Or this is the other side, and we would stamp that greeting in the Berry Burst. And that's it. We're going to have these 3 options. So this would be stamped in Berry Burst. So I'll hold it up to it and I'll let you choose which one you like. So that's going to be the choices you have. I don't want you to vote now because you might vote differently now than when you actually see it held up. So I'll hold it up and you can decide. I also have this piece that's going to go over here to bring that blue and purple into that color combination that's going to be on the side and bring it into what we have in the center. I also have, this is an adhesive sheet. We sell, or Stampin' Up! Sells these adhesive sheets, which make intricate dies very nice, and I sometimes forget to use them. But I just cut this to be, this was 3¾ by 3¾ So I cut that to be a little bit smaller than that to go on there. And you get 12 of these sheets, and they are, I think they're 6 inches by 12 inches. So they go really, really far because you only have to cut the little piece off that you need. I also have one of our window sheets that measures 3¾ by 3¾ and we'll be using that so that we can make our shaker card. And then I have a piece that's 3¾ by 3¾ of white for the inside as well. So really, okay, here's my designer paper, 1 by 4. All right, I'm going to go back to the comments. It looks like there were a few of them. Ellen already thinks she likes the DSP under it. I think I might too. Hello, Marva. And go Lions. All right, I'll cheer for the Lions for you tonight since they're not playing the Packers. All right, I'm going to start by putting this adhesive sheet. So if you cut it correctly, or if you cut it the right way, you can get where there's like this little slit in it. I got to see which side the slit is, this side right here. And if you pull that, it makes it a lot easier. Now there's tape on this side, and then there's tape on this side once you pull that off. So we only want to remove it on one side. So I'm removing this one side. And then I'm going to go ahead and press that down on my paper. I got a little bit of glue on my finger when I was doing that. Okay, so now when I go ahead and cut this out in a little bit, it's going to make it into like a sticker so that it'll be easy to pull it off the back and I don't have to worry about getting liquid glue on all of these little tiny parts. Okay, so that's our adhesive sheets that we're going to be using. All right, let me go ahead and get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to have to probably make a little bit of room here. All right, we got the big boy tonight because my paper's wider than like 3¼ inches. And if it's wider than that, you need the big one. All right, so my blue piece is going to be my background. That was 4x4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big frame right here. And I liked it when I did it. I liked it when it was flat on the top, but you could also, if you wanted to, you could twist it so that your tip is at the top and the bottom. I did cut one like that. I liked the placement of the flowers along the bottom because I'm going to put the greeting right here. And when it was off to the side, I didn't have enough room for the greeting. So I decided to do it straight on and see how it just barely kind of fits in there. And I'm going to add this and we're going to cut that out. All right, so that's going to be, and see how it has that little stitching around the outside part. Now I can save this for another project because that has stitching on it too. And I could stamp on here. I could put, I could stamp some of these flowers and cut them out and put those in the corner and use it for a label somewhere else. So I'm not getting rid of this. I'm going to use this somewhere. So I will just go ahead and throw this in here so that the next time that I use this, I remember that I have something like that in there. All right, so that's one piece. Now this is a square, so it doesn't matter which way I put it. This one I've got to put the stamp or the adhesive part down. I'm going to go ahead and center that, and then I'm going to center this inside of there. Now you can cut these at 2 separate times, so you could cut one of them, and then you could center it and cut the other one. I'm going to free my hands up here a little bit. Let me go ahead and actually I think I'm going to put this one down first. That's what I did last time. And if you wanted to, you could add just like a little bit of tape like that, hold it in place. And then we're going to go like that. I don't want to hold that tape in place because it's going to not cut as well. I'm just going to, it worked for me the last time. It'll work for me again. I'm probably making more of it than I need to. All right, it's in place where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and cut these two together. And like I said, you could cut them separate. You could cut the first one and then you could cut the second one. Okay, now I've got my tape on there so it doesn't pull out as nicely. This is going to come out of here. When I pull that tape off, all of those little pieces are going to come off. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. But see how that has that little stitch around it? And then it has all of these flowers on the bottom. Is that not cool? I loved that. All right, so I'm going to put my guys here. We'll get this machine out of the way. Make sure that I don't drop the plates because that would be disastrous. I do have my take your pick tool. And I thought I had this, whoops, I used to have this in a paper pumpkin box. I must have switched it to this at some point. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it right now, but what you can do, because first I'm going to take this off when I need it off, and most of this is going to pull out. The tape is going to pull it out. Whatever's left, I can use this with. All right, I'm going to take my blue piece, which is going to be the front. Now this is going to lay, whoops, it's going to lay right inside of there like that. So I'm going to have the two colors. It's going to go this way though. Isn't that cool? And then this is where we have to decide. Do you like, now I should probably wait till I have all the pieces out so that you can see. We're going to decide if we like that or if we like, we're going to have three options. So we've got the berry burst. We have the marbled with those two colors. And we're going to have white as an option. All right, but I will take all those pieces out. If you know already which one you like, you can go ahead and start voting. Berry burst, marble, white are options. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this window sheet onto this bigger piece that I have. And what I did to add that on there is I took my tear and tape, which I thought I kept out here somewhere. It's right here. And I just took a little bit of tear and tape and I put it in this corner and this corner. And I put a little bit here. And I put a little bit here. Okay, and then I didn't want to really put tear and tape. It was a little bit wide there. So I decided to take a glue dot. And I'll take my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to pull one off and I'm going to put one there. And I'm just going to put them in all of those spots. There. I probably wouldn't need this much adhesive, but it's a shaker card and you never know what people are going to do with it. How rough they're going to be with it. So I always like to just be prepared. Oh no, I froze up. Okay, am I back? I think I'm back. I don't know why I'm freezing up. My computer's plugged in, my phone is plugged in. I don't know if I'm getting messages. I do have it on do not disturb. Most people should know that I'm doing a live right now. So they shouldn't be calling me, right? Or texting me or emailing me or any of those things. But I do have it on do not disturb. So usually it's pretty good with that. So I don't know if we're having a problem. You should see one of our servers went down at work. So I feel bad. One of my coworkers has worked all of the days that we've had to work. Like I took one day off. The other guy took 2 days off. And he was finally going to take a day off tomorrow so that he could have tomorrow and Wednesday off to get back to back. And now the server's down. So nobody can print right now. And teachers all want to print stuff for their first day back to school on Thursday. So I think he's going to have to work to get it going. All right, so there is our window sheet. You can kind of see that. So this is going to look through here like that. You can kind of see that. But before we do that, we're going to take this off and we'll see how much of our little pieces come off. See, look at it. It's starting to come off with our glue. I just have a couple of the little ones right here and right here. Now, when you put this down, you have to be careful because this is going to be stuck for good. All right, looks like a lot of people are liking the berry. Berry wins. All right. Okay, I want this on the bottom. So I'm setting it right inside of there, and I'm kind of working it right out to the edge around. I'm not going to just lay the whole thing down at once because I'll have to redo it then. Look at that. Is that not the prettiest? So now, do we like berry? Like that? Do you like the marbled? And we would stamp. So it takes these two colors that have it. Do you like the marbled? Or do you think the white stands out more? Okay, it looks like Barry is winning. Now it's a tie. Let me see. On Facebook, though, so that's on YouTube. On Facebook, I have a berry, a berry. So I have Robin has a berry and Amanda had a berry. And let's see who else on Facebook. I have a marble for Diane, and I have a berry for Mary, and I have a berry for Nancy, and I have a marble for Sherry. And I think that Oh, and then Ellen said she liked the DSP under it. So Ellen, did you vote for the berry or the Sue wants berry? Kay wants berry. So I think the berry might be winning. Okay. So I think we're gonna put berry underneath it. Okay, so that's what we did with that. Now we have to make this stand up because we have to make like a little place for our sequins, the stuff that's going to be shaking, we need it to go. So I'm going to be using our adhesive strips, which come longer. They're like twice the size, but the little container that I put them in is shorter. So I just slice them in half so that I can get them in the container that I need because a container that long isn't going to fit anywhere in my cupboard. So I'm just going to start somewhere and I'm going to go around, and I chose to go around that purple, the fresh freesia. You want to make sure you don't want this white to be showing through to the other side. So I'm going to actually stay on the outside of that little stitched edge, and I'm just kind of going around. I'm going to grab another piece. This is sticky on both sides, so when I pull it off, it's sticky on this side that I'm putting down, but the top has paper on it yet, which is nice. And I'm just moving this around here. And it's okay that it goes up like that. I don't have to make that little turn. Hi, Mary. I don't know if I said hello to you, Mary King. We're going to go here. And if I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. I try, but once I start stamping, it's really, really hard. Oops, I'm going to cut that and do a very good job of tearing it. All right, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut a little piece. That's going to go there, and that's going to go there, because our dimensionals are not the same height as this. This is a little bit taller than our dimensionals. And you can add these afterwards. Like I completely forgot to add these when I made my one before. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to want some of those on the outside. So I just tucked them underneath after I had them all made. So we're going to take this away. We've got our greeting. You are awesome. Already done. Now, what I do with mine is if this is my paper that I want to put my sequence on, if this was going to go on like this, it's a lot easier for me to line this up this way than it is to have my gems in here and take my paper and now it's upside down and I can't figure out how to line it up. So I like to, with mine, I like to put my sequence in the center of this and then put this on top of it. I've seen people do it the opposite way. And I always want to say, you're making it harder on yourself. It goes a lot easier if you can to just make your shaker piece an individual piece and then add it to the front of your card. So I'm just going to take some of these and they're going to stick to my fingers because you saw how that did before. I'm just going to throw some of those in the center here, and there are a lot of them in here. So you can see there's the blue and the purple, and there's like all different colors that kind of radiate. The light is making it, like I didn't notice that blue was as dark. I think it's just how the light is hitting it because it really looked like it was the same color as the blue that I have here. All right, I'm not going to take these off yet. I'm only going to take these center ones off. Actually, I can take those off. They might just hang off a little bit. Changing my mind here because I cut this the same as the window sheet and they're on the window sheet. So it means that they will be on the pink paper for the most part. All right, so I'm just peeling all of these off. Now you do have to notice that there are no places. It has to butt up all the way around. There can't be any openings or otherwise those are going to fall outside of it. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have it connected all the way around. I'm going to give up on this because it just keeps sticking to my hand. All right, so I'm going to flip this over, get that centered. Looks like it's centered there. And then just pop it down. Whoa! Make sure you press it all the way down before you lift it up because I didn't have this pressed all the way. So some of mine came out because I didn't have it pressed all the way. So you want to make sure that you are completely pressed all the way around or they're going to start to come out. All right, I didn't give it a good enough press to make sure that they were. So now when they shake, they don't come out. All right, kind of a fun card. Now you do want to make sure, like here, because I had that open and I didn't have it pressed all the way, one got stuck in the tape. So I'm just going to take my scissors here and I'm going to pop it back in there. There we go. You do want to just press down to make sure that all of that is in there. And if you just kind of pat it like that, looks like I have one more stuck in there. This is a live video, so I do make mistakes, and that was definitely one of them. Not pressing that down good before I lifted it up to show you the shaker part. There we go. There we go. So now they're all resting on the bottom, and then they can shake up, and then you just pat it a little bit, and they go down. All right, so that is our little shaker. Oh, thank you, Gian. Yeah, I've always, somebody showed me that once. I think it might have been my upline Kelly who said, "Why do you work so hard on trying to match the upside down one?" So this is going to go here to kind of bring in those two colors that we used. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Why did I always do that? I don't know why I always did that. So I ended up switching the way I did shaker cards and always trying to set it up so that I could have um so I could have the shaker piece all by itself, and then just now all I have to do is add adhesive to this and that just sits right on top of there. So I'm actually, instead of pushing this down with adhesive, I'm just going to add adhesive to this piece right here and leave a little bit, make sure you leave a little bit of an edge. And I am going to fold this back, and I forgot to bone fold it before I, there we go. I just didn't want this to set on there. And we'll center this up. All right, so there's our little shaker card. And now we will bring in that ribbon. Remember this ribbon? That's also really, really static clingy. We're going to take and tie that around the side here. I did my other one with white, and I did a blue card base, and I did the pink where the blue is, and I did the pink bouquet over here. So I'll show you that too. Like I said, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting somewhere, but there's things that I wanted to change. And so I changed it on this one, and then I just wanted some input from all of you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to tie this ribbon, which is very static clingy. Is that a word, clingy? I think so. Because girls can be clingy, right? With boys, or boys can be clingy to girls. We've all seen some of those, right? All right, I'm going to take my reverse tweezers. It helps a lot with this ribbon because it is, like I said, it's got static cling in it. I'm going to wrap it around. It's just my extra hand holding that in place so that I don't have to try to keep my finger down there with it. And then I can pull the static clingy ribbon. Come on. Where is it? There it is. Okay, it's really big, but now we're just going to pull these. Pull this. I still want them a little smaller. Pull this a little bit more. There we go. Then I'll take this out and trim. And then once I have that ribbon put through here, now I can go ahead and close this. That way I don't see my ribbon. Look at that. You had my dimension up there the whole time. I just noticed it. All right, let's see what we got for card. Oh, very pretty card. Thank you, guys. And I am also, because we're going to be shaking this a lot, I'm going to go ahead and use some tear and tape here too. And that ribbon's in there. Look at that ribbon, just sticks to everything. So we'll pull that off. And we'll close that up so you don't see the inside part. Look at that. Is that not fun? It's not still coming out. They are still coming out. I think because I did that before it was pushed, I have some that are sitting on top. Let me see here. Don't make that mistake that I made because I think some of them are sitting on top of the glue is what's happening. There we go. All right, now we need an inside. So I thought I would take the blue and bring that in. And we've got a white that we'll stamp something on. And I think I'm going to stamp, "You are awesome. You mean the world to me." This could be a birthday, could be a thank you. It could be somebody who just did something really, really nice for you. And so I'm just going to stamp this in the berry burst. You mean the world to me. And then I'm just going to take this flower combination and I'm just going to take some of the balmy blue. I don't want it to get on the balmy blue in case I'm off the edge a little bit. I'm just going to stamp that down in the corner just to bring a little bit of floral to the inside. And then I don't have to write as much because I took up more space. Now, if you like to write, then you don't want to do that. You want to leave it with more place to write. All right, and we'll pop that on the inside. And just like that, we have our shaker card done. You are awesome. Oh, I didn't put on my gems. So where I wanted to put those gems to kind of bring in the glitter to the outside is I took, and there are 3 flowers on here. There's this one and this, well, there's more than that, but these 3 have kind of centers. This is the biggest one. So I took the bigger of those gems and I put it as the center of that flower. And then I took 2 little ones because these are like the perfect color for this color combination that I have. So I took one of the little ones and put those there. Now, if we shake that down, there's one that's kind of like static clingy right there. So we added just a little bit of bling to the outside as well. So you are awesome and you mean the world to me. I just thought when I saw this die set right away, shaker card came to me and I haven't been able to have it leave my brain. And so when I was driving home from work, I was talking to my mom on the phone. That's usually when we talk every day. It's on my way home from work. I ask her, "What did you do today?" And she asks, "How was your day today?" And then she's like, "Do you have your card done?" I'm like, "No, kind of have an idea of what I want to do." And this was my idea. and it actually came together, but this was my first attempt. Let's see. It kind of got buried here with other things. Okay, so my first attempt was I did it in blue. I did the bouquet paper over here. I did this in the pink and then put the uh fresh freesia in there, and I didn't use the adhesive sheet, so I tried to glue this down, but there's parts of it that are still hanging up, and then I did white in the background. So I was like, it's okay, right? It's okay. But I do like this a lot better. Okay, I just think this one's a lot nicer than this one. And maybe you think differently than I do, but when I was looking at this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give them some options for the background because I'm not sure what I'm going to like once I put it together. I'm going to do the pink in the background and use the marbly paper here. And then that'll be the two colors that I bring out here because this didn't really have any of the fresh freesia in it. It's like where, other than the ribbon that I put on there. So those are my two takes on it. This was take one. This was take two with some of your help. So that is my card for tonight. Let me turn my light back on. And I'll come back to you. Oh my goodness, I have 66 people. I don't know that I've ever had that many people watching me at once. I never usually look at that. Hello. I don't know if I said hello to you, Anna. Hello. And Les Tony, I don't know that I said hello to you. And I think that's everyone. I hope I said hello to you, Sue. I don't know if I did. Becky, I think I said hello, but and Jeannie, I know I didn't because I don't know if it's Jean or if it's Jeannie. So hello and thank you for joining me. Okay, if you missed the very beginning, because I did start like right away, I didn't even have like a little intro at all, like music or anything. I am going to do the drawing tomorrow, so you will see the link to be able to go in the Google form. It's for a pack of the antique pearls that I will send to you. Those of you that won last week or like over the weekend or whatever, all of that went in the mail today. And so hopefully you will get it by Thursday. I'm thinking with the holiday in there, you usually would get it Wednesday. Um, it was 85 today. Oh my gosh, Becky, I'm so jealous. Actually, it was pretty nice here. I didn't even need a jacket. It was in the 40s and I had this heavier weight thing on, and actually I was hot at work because I don't know why they had the heat up so high. Nobody's there. I thought it would be cold, so I dressed thinking it would be cold in the building, but it really wasn't. So, again, I will be going live tomorrow. I will do this drawing. Hopefully my swap cards will be here so I can share with you some other ideas. If you are going out and doing something fun for New Year's, be safe, have fun. I will be curled up on my couch. Hopefully I'll have my swaps done by then. And so that I can just curl up on the couch and watch a movie or something or watch some football. I love football. So, oh, D, 91 today. You're in Texas, right? Yeah, it would be nice. I'm like looking forward. I'm going to go visit my parents in Orlando in March. Not in Orlando, in Siesta Key. And then I have Orlando in May. And so I have a couple of different opportunities where I'll get to go down to Florida. So, anyhow, well, I'm going to get to my swaps so that I can get to bed. I'm going to have to sneeze. Sorry about that. I could tell it was coming. Hello, Sherry. Um, I'm gonna go get my swaps and then I will be back to you tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll be between 6 and 6:30. If my swaps have arrived already, then it'll for sure be at that time. It might be a little bit later, but I will let you know. Did Siesta Key get damaged from the storm? Yes. But the place that we stay is a high rise, and we are on like, I don't know which floor we're on this year because we couldn't go last year because my mom had her heart issues, and that was the first time that we were going to be staying because the one we used to stay at sold and the owner was going to be living there. So we found a new place to stay. I want to say it was the ninth floor that we were going to be staying on. So I don't think the unit sustained any damage. The pools and the beach and all of that kind of stuff had damage to it, but my understanding is that all of that has kind of been cleared up. So, and I know some of the first floor units, and they also have some little bungalows that are out away from the beach a little bit more, but not far enough away that they didn't get damaged. But my understanding from what I've seen online, I don't know that my dad has talked to the owner. He maybe has, but we're under the assumption we haven't heard anything from them. And because it was up on a higher floor, we're assuming everything is okay. Yes, Oregon Ducks. I will cheer for the Oregon Ducks. I will. And you know what? I'll even cheer for the Lions for you tonight because I really don't care who wins. I don't care if the Lions are a number one seed or the Vikings are a number one seed. It really doesn't matter to me one way or another. Because I know the Packers aren't going to be, they're going to be the last seed in the playoff. But hey, they're going to have a pretty good record. Even though they lost last night to the Vikings. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you again. Have a happy new year if you don't jump on tomorrow and I don't see you tomorrow. And then I will be live again if you don't see me tomorrow. Yes, go Notre Dame. If you don't see me tomorrow, I will be back again on Saturday. I am taking Wednesday for New Year's off, and then Thursday and Friday because I work. I will be taking that off as well. So I will be back again on Saturday morning. And we have our creative challenge. So if you haven't submitted something already, go take a look at that on my Facebook page. If you submit that, you can get put into a drawing to win the bundle of your choice. And it's really a good deal. So all you have to do is submit, make a card with the fun fold that I had, and all the dimensions are there. You can watch a video of me making two cards, submit your picture of the card that you make. I'll put your name into a drawing. And if you win, you can just send me an email and you say, this is the bundle I want. And it can be something that's going live on January 7th. That's what I'm guessing most people will want. And come January 7th, I will order that for you and get it shipped out to you. So it's that easy. All right. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you either tomorrow or on Saturday. Bye bye.